So I was seeing some of the scores. I was flying during the kickoff of these 1 o'clock games.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, let me see what the scores are here. It's like 140. And one of the ones that shocked me was how bad the Bills were beating the Dolphins. And that's where we're going to start here with big division wins. Bills big over the Dolphins, 48-20, a team that scored 70 just last week. Still had some big offensive plays. Chan running free for Miami, and they did some things, as they will do every game this year as long as they're healthy. But this is now, Chris, after that clunker against the Jets in week 1, this is 3, not just like good wins, these are 3 dominant performances from the Buffalo Bills.
Definitely. 3 dominant performances. Defense looks amazing. Josh Allen looks smart, and like we always talk about, that proper line of reckless and aggressive. He's towing the line the right way. I mean, today, efficient as hell. 21 completions out of 25 pass attempts to throw for 320 yards. Again, it wasn't just dink and dunk. The game started out awesome. It was back and forth, right? 14-14, all of that. And then it kind of hit a little bit of a lull for a little bit. Maybe it was 21-14, and then we started to see a few punts by both teams. But really, I think the big thing was, and the shocker to me more, I don't know if this was the shocker, but I would say I did not expect the Bills to just march the ball up and down the field on the Dolphins' defense all day long. I did not. Now, the Bills are showing that they're a little different this year, and that it might not be just Josh Allen and him having to work magic for them to win games. We're seeing a run game here the last 3 weeks.
A little bit.
It's a little, but at least you have to defend it. They have 2 tight ends that are certainly popping up in the game plan a little bit, and Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. And early on in the game, they were a part of the game plan. We're seeing James Cook every week make a few plays, whether it's run game or pass game. Gabe Davis is showing up on a consistent basis. So I think those are all the encouraging things. And, yeah, the Dolphins, I know they're still kind of finding their way here under the Vic Fangio defense. But, yeah, that was a little disappointing with how easy Buffalo made it look at times there. So that was a shocker. But Josh Allen, I think, today with that performance there kind of like, injected himself back into, hey, don't forget about me and don't forget about us. We were the AFC East champions the last 2 years, and we're still here. And that was kind of a reminder to everybody, because between that and the way they played there, and then the defense again, Ahmed, the defense, I guess, is the shocker of the day. That they went through some moments of this football game, and it wasn't easy, but they had a plan that at least it was the first time all year you saw Tua patting the ball. People weren't open. The offense wasn't easy. They were in some 3rd and longs and stuff like that. And to me, that's the key to the Dolphins. If you can get the Dolphins in a 3rd down, that's when some of their motions and their play actions don't quite have the same merit to them. And Buffalo did a really good job, I think, of getting them in some situations like that. We talked about, remember on Wednesday, their zone coverages. McDermott's a master zone coverage defensive coordinator. So I think through 3 games, he might have had a little feel for where they like to attack. It seemed like they had a lot of people in the middle of the field to take away some of those quick play action passes they throw so often there. And then, of course, harassed Tua and caused a few turnovers, which were big. And, of course, a day like this with Josh Allen, that was really big because he had a hot hand.
Yeah, the Dolphins still almost got 400 yards of total offense, but you're right. 3 for 10 on 3rd down, 0 for 3 on 4th down. So in those big significant downs, that Bills defense certainly stepped up.
Right, got stopped on the 4th and 1 midfield, right? That was a big moment of the football game. Yeah, the intercept. Mostert fumbled. I believe one time, and I'm trying to remember that right. I think it was 28-14, and then Mostert fumbled. That gave them 31-14. That was a big moment in the game. Then the Bills the Dolphins go down and make it 31-20. And you go, oh, here we go. They found their way again, right? And you're going, oh, they look good. They looked like a machine. Allen made a big throw to Cook down the sideline to set him up for a field goal that put it back to a 2-touchdown football game. And that from that point on, you kind of felt like, okay, they controlled the game. I think they made a stop on the Dolphins one more time. They went and got a field goal, 34-20, and then Tua threw his interception. They scored a touchdown there, and the game really got out of hand, and the Bills kind of just rode that momentum home.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. So
yes,
Josh Allen is the 2nd player in NFL history with 300 or more passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and a perfect 158.3 passer rating in a game. Aaron Rodgers was the other.
I hope everybody realizes, like, people I know, and I heard some people on TV that, like, Josh Allen's playing his way out of elite status on quarterback, and I want to go, what sport are you watching? You might need to stop talking about football. Like, he's one of the most, if not the most gifted quarterback physically in the history of football. Like, he's insane. Yeah. And I don't say that lightly. You know how much I like Rodgers, and Mahomes is arguably the most gifted physically quarterback I've ever seen in my life. But the things Josh Allen does on a weekly basis are absolutely incredible. And I think there are a group of people out there that take that for granted. And I think the biggest problem is the rest of the team has got to match him a little bit. And we're seeing the defense match them. I mean, their D-line right now is playing at a level that I didn't know if they were capable of. They're dominant right now. Rousseau, sacks. They did a great job getting hands up and batting balls down today. You know, they're going to throw it quick, Miami, right? So really a great team effort. And then it was awesome, DeMar Hamlin being out there.
That was awesome.
And that was good,
cool.
Just good to see for the good food for the soul there.
Those people that are questioning whether Josh Allen can be a good quarterback, ask them if they're thinking about the pass rusher for the Jacksonville Jaguars, if they've confused the two.
It's not that guy. He doesn't play quarterback.
He's like, he's a good defensive player. Like, you got the wrong Josh Allen.
Pete always says this. He goes, it's still people trying to defend their draft rankings, right? And,
for sure.
I know I'm probably guilty of doing that to a degree too. But at some point, you just got to take it for what it is. He's one of the best players in the sport. He showed that today. He probably injects himself in the early season MVP conversation there. But what a win by Buffalo. And Buffalo reminded us that they are, and I was wrong. I will say that. I was wrong. I know I'm one of those that thought maybe this is going to be their Bills kind of fall off.
We felt good after week one. I was
the
like,
Bills after 4 weeks, they're definitely one of the 4 or 5 best teams in the league. That's for sure. And with him at quarterback, they're dangerous as hell.
All right, let's dig in a little bit more on Josh Allen here. It is time for Inside the Numbers, powered by AWS. And we just started this pod, and it's already time for this. Isn't that crazy? It's just like it's that time already.
We're legit.
Let's take a look at the passing chart for Josh Allen here. Next-gen stats, spreading it out. Not a whole lot super deep. This is all of his 25 here, but a couple there, 20 or longer.
I think it's encouraging.
Yeah.
Right? We usually, in years past, you'd see things sprayed down the field because he just couldn't help it. Like, I got to throw it. This guy might be open. Let me launch it. Let me run outside the pocket and try to get 70 yards right here. I think we're seeing a maturation of a guy, and a guy that realized, hey, last year he went off the rails a little bit. He went off the rails week 1, but got back to the drawing board here, heard the criticism. They took it in, and they're kind of got a little chip on their shoulder. They kind of were flying under the radar going into the year. You know, people like me disrespected them, and some other people too, and they're kind of showing their ass right now and really playing some really good football.
So Josh Allen, according to Next Gen Stats, completed a career high 14.2% of his passes over expected. So they figure out what you should have for a completion percentage, and then he was 14% over that. And this is interesting too. The first 3 weeks when he was targeting vertical routes, he was 7 of 20 for 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. Week 4 today, 6 of 8, 153 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah. I mean, hey, week 2 they couldn't get big plays against the Raiders. He was patient and smart in that game. Washington, there was only a handful to be had. He did have 1 reckless play, but still played really well and made some amazing plays. He threw an interception in that game, right? He threw 3 interceptions in week 1, 1 in week 3, and now we're sitting here. Either way, though, he's righted the ship and playing awesome football, along with Stephon Diggs. Diggs not only playing system football the right way, but making one-on-one remarkable plays, like the touchdown that gave them 28. I mean, he back shoulder throw, catches it, breaks a tackle, makes somebody miss, breaks another tackle, runs up the field for a touchdown. He's on his game. And, of course, in the red zone, Allen has found his magic again, too, with making some plays there. Bills are going to be tough. If they can have one more answer than Stephon Diggs, like we always talk about, just one more, and their defense can play the way it's playing right now, they're going to be down. They're going to be in this to the very end, and I mean like to the very end. They're going to be tough to beat with the way they look right now.
Much to your chagrin, it could be Gabe Davis. He did have 3 catches.
I hope so. It's not against my chagrin.
He had 61 yards.
Me. It's not against my chagrin. I get sick of it and I push back against it when I go, wait, we saw a divisional game 2 years ago and now we've seen 20 games in between it and it didn't work, and we're still talking like he's a superstar. And that's where I was just trying to talk sense into it. I hope Davis shoves this where the sun don't shine up on me here. I'm rooting for them, and I love Josh Allen and the Bills and want them to do good.
It's not against your chagrin.
No,
it's for your chagrin.
It is for my chagrin,
It's for your
right?
That's the next T-shirt. For my chagrin. I love it. All right, that was Inside the Numbers, powered by AWS. No longer time for that. We did it. Well done there, Chris. All right, we got
Chiefs are moving the ball. It's 2020, 11:48.
Fourth quarter.
Right, it's not easy.
Mahomes
There's been a few
magic.
good Mahomes throws. There've been a few runs by Pacheco, but they're slowly marching the ball down here with 11:39 left in the fourth.
Your guarantee of a Jets victory is not looking so good right now. All right, we'll keep you updated on that game.
Yo, thanks for watching, homies. I appreciate it. As always, the NFL season is right around the corner, so now it's your turn to hit subscribe to Chris Simms Unbuttoned. If you want to get all the training camp battles, preseason film review, playoff predictions, and much, much more, you know where to find it. It's right here, Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Please subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.